Yeah, your book, The Resurrection of Jesus, is a masterclass of scholarship, and I recommend it to everybody who has even a passing interest in Jesus and Christianity. But people will listen to what you've just said and think, okay, I understand that you can't historically prove a resurrection. You can't sort of look through the lens of history and see Jesus walking out of the tomb. But we can know certain things with a level of certainty that is standard of historical reporting. So ideas like Jesus was crucified, he was put to death by the Romans on a cross. Ideas like his early followers started to believe that they'd seen him after they died. Facts like the persecution of early Christians. Christians will point to things like this and say that these are historical facts, and although we can't prove a resurrection, we can look to the resurrection as the best explanation of those facts. What do you think of that approach?
So first of all, you are correct, although I would add that um, there's always a spectrum here. That is, some things are more probable than others. Some things are highly unlikely. Some things are highly probable. Some things in the middle are 50-50. So, um, not everything is the same. Not everything is like Jesus was crucified. I think that's a slam dunk. I think that everybody should agree with that. But when it comes to something like the empty tomb, there are arguments on both sides. I think that the arguments for an empty tomb are slightly better than those on the other side, but that's not a slam dunk. And I realize I could be wrong, and I know reasonable people disagree with me. It's the same thing for Joseph of Arimathea. I am conservative, I guess, about this one. I think it likely that somebody named Joseph of Arimathea had something to do with the burial of Jesus. But again, there are well-informed, good-hearted people on the other side who take a different view. So part of my problem is that I don't think in terms of uh, yes or no. I think in terms of a scale of probability and a multi and with regard to things having to do with the resurrection of Jesus, there is a scale here. So, um, I can tell you what I think is probable, but then I would also have to sit back and say, well, is this highly probable or just a little bit better than 50-50? That sort of thing. Um, but again, so let's say as an historian, you decide the tomb was empty. Well, what do you do with that?